He's going to have some big old antlers. We're going to watch those antlers grow, okay? We're going to watch those antlers grow. Hey guys and gals, how is everybody this evening? I tell you what, we're going to start a brand new feature here on Jimmy Houston Outdoors, and we're going to try to post it every Thursday. We kind of thought we would introduce you to some bucks that you have not been able to meet. Now, I've got 4 bucks that are here in our pens, and one of them is Whitey, which you already know, and Whitey got to spend the entire rut in the winter out chasing does, and he got to breed does out in the open, and just he had to run them down and talk them into it. But then it didn't look like he was gaining weight. It looked like he'd lost a lot of weight during the rut. So we left the gate open, let him go back in the pen, which he did without any problem at all. And now he's got all the food he wants to eat, being pampered every single day. And I got him back in there with his twin brother, which is Bazooka. And I want to introduce you to Bazooka. I'm also going to introduce you to Cyclops. And I want to introduce you to Bubba. And I thought I'd just do that and introduce y'all to those deer and let you take a look at them, because we want to watch their antlers grow during 2021. Bazooka and Whitey, which are twin brothers, their antlers were probably in the 180 range, their first antlers this year. This coming year, they'll be 2.5 years old during the fall. They're almost 2 years old right now. And let's see, would that be right? 1.5. They were born in 2019. So they're 2 years old. So their horns. This is their second horns right here. Is what their second horns right here that they're having right now, and so they will grow quite a bit this year. They're going to have nice big horns. They're probably both going to be in excess of 200 score bucks, and hopefully we can keep them alive during the summertime. It's very, very difficult here in Oklahoma, where it's 100 degrees, for deer that are Iowa bred deer to stay alive during the summertime. Not, you know, I mean, it's not like 60 or 70% of them die or something, but a lot do. Also, bucks are real bad once they get their antlers of getting caught in the fence and fighting the fence and trying to get loose, and then they get stressed out, or they try to fight a deer outside the fence. We lost the biggest buck we had last year that way. He got hung in the fence, got stressed out, and he just never recovered from that. But we want to start a new deal that we're going to try to put up every Thursday evening. So this will be interesting for everybody, but it'll really be interesting for those of you that deer hunt. So if you deer hunt, if you have buddies that deer hunt, have them subscribe to Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube channel and watch these 4 deer grow, because these are going to be the youngest of the deer. The youngest of the 4 are Whitey and his twin brother Bazooka, and this will be their second horns. This will be their second horns. Now I've got 2 others, Cyclops and Bubba. Now Bubba is over 300 pounds. He's a giant deer. He will be well over 300 score, excuse me, if both sides grow out. One side was huge this last year. The other side, he got caught in the fence and his horns got messed up, and they were really bad on one side. They may or may not grow back on both sides. It looks like they are. It looks like they're going to. If they are, he'll definitely be well over 300. If they don't, one side's probably going to score 150. They're growing back, and we want to introduce you to those deer and get as close as shots of them as we can with my iPhone. And Cyclops is another deer that was messed up on one side. He either had a deep shed and it messed up his horns, and we were able to get those from my buddy Dale Hagelin up in Iowa. And Bubba is out of a $20,000 straw semen. A straw semen breeds 3 does, and $20,000 means it's like basically $7,000 a piece to breed those does. And not only that, it was out of a straw, a $20,000 straw from the year before. So he's 2 lineages down out of a $20,000 straw. So he's a really, really, really high class, high DNA deer, and he's over 300 pounds. He would be over 300 scores if both sides grow out. One side might get big and one side might not. The same thing will happen on Cyclops perhaps, but Cyclops also is a very, very gentle deer. In the last few days I've got to where he's coming up to me and being very, very gentle, and I'll start trying to feed him by hand here pretty soon. And he did all 3 of these bucks were in the pens with does. I've got 19 does I left in there. I turned a lot of does out. I had about, I think I had 38. I think I turned out 19 and kept 19. So we'll start having babies pretty soon. We're going to do that video on Thursday night, we've decided, and let y'all watch the antlers grow. Watch the antlers grow. So let all your hunting buddies know it's going to be very, very interesting, because they're not going to just grow up into a 6-point or an 8-point. They're going to grow up into really, really big, all 4 of them probably, into really, really big deer. Now, keep in mind, those of you that are squeamish, we don't know that all 4 of these deer will make it throughout the year. A lot of times they don't. All 4 of them may make it through the summer and have, and when they get into June and July, they're going to all have big horns if they make it that long. They get into the fall, of course, we'll have to separate them out. They're separated out right now, except we got the twin boys together. Bazooka and Whitey are together, but we'll let one of those out and let them breed in the fall. And depending on what we've got, we might let Cyclops, or probably won't let Bubba out, but we might let Cyclops out. But Cyclops is one that's from some really high semen bred does, so they're great. But anyway, we're gonna show this video. We're gonna show this video hopefully every Thursday night. We may miss it because we travel quite a bit and we're on the road, but we're gonna try to show you week by week, and we want you to kind of look back, maybe after a month, maybe look back at a video we shot a month ago and see what it is. Maybe 2 months, looking back and see what they started with, and you can kind of look back at some of the videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very interesting. I'm a deer hunter, so I bow hunt. And what these, we're not running a commercial operation. We don't sell hunts here. We don't sell deer. These are deer just we turn loose on our own ranch. So we got big deer running around, and we got great big deer for the deer to take the bucks on. And we let them get, and the difference is with the bucks we have with the Iowa bucks, we're circumventing time. Instead of letting deer get 6 years old, by the time they're 3 years old, they're really big. And we're very selective in the bucks that we take. But we mostly let these bucks go and breed does, and we're having bucks born in the wild now. We have quite a few bucks being born in the wild this year that will not have any ear tags in them. We won't tag them. We'll be taking the babies. We might even show you some of that, I don't know. Taking the babies and tagging them and doctoring them and letting them grow. We'll separate the bucks out from the babies, the does and the babies. They're not too bad about messing with them early in the year, but a little later in the year they will kill them. But they won't when it's early like this. You can actually leave them in there with them, but we probably will separate them out. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting. So remember, a brand new Thursday night video. We show videos Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Occasionally we'll put a video up Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Hopefully we're going to be able to get this up every Thursday. And guys, let me tell you, let all your buddies know, because this is going to be fun to watch the antlers grow. Okay, guys and girls, we would like to introduce you to some bucks. One of them you already know. One of them is Whitey. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know if that's Whitey or not right there. That might be Whitey or Bazooka. I'm not really sure which. I don't know if that's Whitey or Bazooka, but I thought the reason I'd introduce him to you is I thought we would watch over the summer. Hi there, buddy. Hi there, buddy. How are you doing? You can see how big his, hi there, pal. I don't know if that's Whitey or Bazooka, but you can see how pretty he is. You can see how big his horns are already, or antlers. You can see they're just stubs going out. You see how big around they are? They're really good size. I'll zoom in on him there a little bit, let you take a look. And we're going to watch those. We're going to watch those as they go out over here the next quite a bit through the summer. And they'll get out big in July and August. We'll watch them, and we will turn either Whitey or Bazooka. We turned Whitey loose last fall, and then we actually let him come back into the pen where he had on-demand feed. He wouldn't have to worry about getting to eat. But he has bred a lot of deers. If that's Whitey, now that could be Bazooka. I'm going to walk back here in the back here in a minute and look at another one. We've got 2 bucks over here and 2 in the other. We'll take a look at them and tell you what their names are, because we want to watch all 4 bucks as they grow their antlers, because this is very interesting. It's going to make our deer videos every Friday a lot more interesting. You guys that hunt, you might want to get all your buddies to subscribe to the channel and watch what's going on, because this is going to be very interesting as we watch these guys right here. And what do you say there? What do you say, buddy? But you can see how big around those are, and they're splitting already up there. Whitey probably was a 180 score with his first antlers last year. We did finally find that second shed while we were planting the other day. I've been looking at that thing forever. We have both of his sheds. I have not scored them. I might do that sometime if I have time. I just don't have a lot of time nowadays. See, he's chewing on that. They like to chew on things. He's chewing on that fence right there is what he's doing. These are well-pampered deer. They have all the food they want, on-demand feeders. And they have plenty of does also. I don't know how many does we've got in the pen right now, but they've all been bred. They'll be starting to have babies here pretty soon. And just about any day now, we'll probably start having babies show up. And we'll turn most of them loose. This is to improve the genetics here on the ranch. And while we have a lot of deer running around, you notice they have tags in them, and that tells us when they were born, how old they are, and allows us to keep track of that. Obviously, the deer that's born outside in the wild, a lot of them will be this year. We won't be able to tell what they are, but a lot of them will be these real hybrid deer. And you can see what his horns are doing there and how beautiful he is. He's just absolutely a gorgeous buck. The only problem is making the hot summer here in Oklahoma with them. We put uric acid down on the ground that we spray about every day during the summertime for flies and bugs and stuff and no-see-ums. But even at that, you have a lot of problems keeping deer alive during the hot summer. But that's a beauty right there, and that is either Whitey or Bazooka. Let's go take a look at another one, and I'll be able maybe to tell you. Bazooka's a little bit further along than Whitey. He lost, well, let's see, I don't know. One of the others lost theirs a little quicker. I don't know. Okay, the deer we're going to look at now, that was Whitey up there that you're looking at. Oh, we got 2 bucks down here. We have 2 bucks down there. I thought we only had 1 buck down here. I guess we put both bucks over here on this side. I guess actually what's happened. So one of these bucks is Bazooka, which will be the smaller one there of the 2, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. It looks like that Apache has put both of these bucks over in this side. One of them is Bazooka and one of them is Cyclops. And now Cyclops is the one I think that's looking at us right there right now. Cyclops is the deer that's looking at us. I know we're looking right in the sun. You may have a hard time, but you can see what their horns are already doing. These are, one is Bazooka and one is Cyclops. And the Cyclops is the bigger one of the 2. He's older. Bazooka is the one with the red tag that was born here on our ranch. And that is that deer's second horns. That will be his second horns. So that would be a 2.5-year-old deer. But you can see how big they're going to be. They're going to be really, really big, really large. And Apache has moved the does and stuff around where there won't be any, where these 2 bucks are just all by themselves right now. Now, they're not going to fight each other or anything during the springtime. And we will separate them during the fall. Obviously, we have to. Well, I guess Apache probably moved them over here. And what you're looking up out there right now is all 3. I can't see very well the way the sun is so bright, but you're looking at all 3 bucks right up there. That is Bazooka and Whitey and Cyclops. I don't know if you're Bazooka. I don't really know if you're Bazooka. We're going to watch your horns grow. That's one thing we're going to do here on our Friday deer videos. We're going to watch your horns grow. Just depends, these videos, if they get too long, we might do one on Thursday and Friday. That way we can have watch the deer's antlers grow, because that's going to be real cool to watch those antlers grow. And they're going to get larger and larger and larger. We have 4 bucks over here, and I'm going to show you the big daddy, Bubba, here in a minute. Bubba's about a 300-pound deer. He's a giant deer. And I got him also from Dale Hagelin up in Iowa, Hagelin Farms. They produce some of the biggest, well, they produce the biggest bucks in the entire nation. He's a very, very good friend of mine, a great guy, one of my fishing buddies. Dale's one of my fishing buddies. We striper fish and bass fish over on Lake Texoma together. And he's just a great guy, but they have a deer operation that's just absolutely second to none. And both of these deer, the 2 that were born in the pen, which is Bazooka and Whitey, they were born right here on this ranch, right here on my ranch. And this will be their second horn. So we hope that they make the summertime and all the hot summer. You just don't know. You just absolutely, there's no way of being able to tell for sure. But hopefully they make it, and they're just, they do just exceptionally well. But at any rate, we're going to watch those horns grow. We'll let you watch those antlers. We'll take a picture of them every week, and you can see from week to week, kind of document. They're going to get really, really big. Those deer, all of these deer will probably score in excess of 200. Now, Bazooka, Cyclops had one side of his horns messed up from being tangled up in the fence, as did Bubba. And they may grow back with one side grow up big and the other side not grow up at all, or they may not. We just don't know. All right, let's go over and take a look at Bubba. Y'all can kind of take a look here at Cyclops up really close. Cyclops is licking my hand there. He would eat out of my hand. You can see what his antlers look like up close, up really, really close. He's a very gentle buck. This is Cyclops. Now, he's bred a bunch of does, and we'll be turning a bunch of those babies loose this fall, probably about October. Turn them loose here and let them go out and breed in the wild, the little bucks especially. We'll be having some babies out of this big boy. So you can see how friendly he is. He's licking my hand right there. I don't want to get him get too carried away. He's all chomp down on one of my fingers. I don't want to have that happen. But now, I was calling him Whitey a minute ago, but I got to looking, and this is Bazooka. So Whitey and... this is Cyclops. Whitey, hard to keep all these names straight, but But Bazooka and Whitey are the two that are together. And you can see their horns are pretty big too. Now this guy may have big horns on one side and big on the other. His horns were messed up on one side. You can see he's just like Forrest up there. Likes to have his head scratched. Loves to have his head scratched. They really do. He's a very, very gentle deer. He's a big deer. You see how large he is? He's really, really large. Weighs well over 200 pounds. Tall, big and tall. And he's going to have some big old antlers. We're going to watch those antlers grow, okay? We're going to watch those antlers grow. And you can see what a good boy Bazooka is becoming. He's becoming a really good boy. You can see he's a dandy right there. Another thing you got to worry about them is getting their horns. Once they get horns hung up in the fence, they start fighting the fence and they can get hung up. But you can see how he's just wanting to love on me and love on me. Yeah, I would have liked to have bred you to Lucy. You'd have been a good one for Lucy. Lucy would have been, she'd have liked you. But he's going to have some big horns. He's going to be over a 200 score. You can see he's wanting to rub his antlers on me right there. Now these are the kind of deer that obviously out could be kind of dangerous. I call him Bazooka. That's Cyclops. I keep calling him Bazooka. I want to call you Bazooka. It's Cyclops. Yeah, this deer had one side of his horns messed up. It does not look like they're going to be messed up this year. We'll wait and see. He could have one side that's real big. He got caught in a fence, hung up in a fence, and it messed up one side of his horns. But at least he lived through it. You can see he's really pretty friendly there. He's really wanting to lick me. They've got salt licks in both of these pens, but he's licking on me there. But he got to breed a few does this year. He is going to be a dandy. He is going to be a dandy. And this, sports fans, is Bubba. And you look at what Bubba's got going over there. I'll zoom on him. Bubba's pretty wild. He won't really let you get too awful close to him. We'll see what he is. He's about 5 years old. And he is a big boy. He's a 300-pound deer. You can look, those are big Iowa does right there. Those are some does that were born here and some does that we got from Hagelin Ranch up in Iowa. But you can see how big he is. I'm trying to get up a little closer to him. I'll zoom in all I can. You can see how big he is already. Can't really see very much what I got the sun on me there. See he's running off down there. Having a hard time here because there's so much glare. But we will watch these deer throughout. Now, we're just hoping they all live. But this deer is going to be a 300 score plus deer. He already weighs over 300 pounds. You can see how huge he is. He is on South Fresh Deer Food, and he's got complete demand food. He gets all he wants of everything, and including does. He's got 9 does over here with him that he had, I'm assuming, a lot of fun with all year. You can see these deer are pretty wild. We're going to start having babies in here pretty soon. We mightn't get you involved in that. We may just do a separate video on these deer on Thursday night and go ahead and do the Lucy's family and the ranch house herd, because this is taking a little bit longer to take a look at these, and I thought they would. I thought we could look at them about a minute apiece, of course, Cyclops over there, he's such a buddy, I can't hardly help but love on him. I'll probably bring him some carrots and stuff and start feeding him a little bit more out of my hands. I don't know if I got that deer in that picture or not. I guess I do. It's hard to see out here. The sun's glaring. I see how big he is right there. And you can see how big his antlers are already. And this is just the first week in May. As a matter of fact, it's the first week in May when I'm shooting this right here. And but we will watch these deer grow. That's going to be very interesting. We're going to probably start running those videos on Thursday night. That's about all they'll be doing, is just coming out here and looking at these deer. And we hope we keep them all alive. It's very difficult sometime in the hot summertime when it gets up to 100 degrees and they've got big giant racks on their head. We feed them a lot out of our garden. We also feed them South Fresh Deer Food and alfalfa. And we give them cucumbers and squash and tomatoes and stuff out of the garden as well. The garden feeds us and feeds the deer also during the summertime. They love cucumbers. I chop them up and throw them cucumbers, and they love them. Cyclops ate a lot of cucumbers last summer. And he is a beauty. I mean, he is a beauty. Now, his horns may come out big on one side, as much as 150 to 180 score, maybe 200 score on one side. The other side might not score much, but it looks like right now, just in looking at it, that both sides of him is going to have an awful lot of stuff up there. And we never can get really close to him, but I've got my phone zoomed out as far as it'll zoom, and you can see how big he is. And this is only the first week in May. We'll see what he looks like by the week. We'll watch him grow by the week. As we get into July, June and July and August, he's going to have some really big horns. We'll look at them in velvet. They are huge when they're in velvet, obviously. We will be able to watch him go, as well as we watch Bazooka and Cyclops and Whitey. Whitey and Bazooka are twin brothers. And Whitey got to go out and run around in the wild all during the rut. We're hoping that he bred several deer. Bazooka had 7 or 8 deer, 9 deer. I don't know how many was in there. More than that, maybe. But anyway, he got to breed several. We've turned several of those loose. We've left only, I think, 3 of them over there with him, trying to let the grass grow up in that side. We've left about 3 of them over there with him in order to have the babies there in the pen, and we'll start having babies pretty soon too. So I think what I've decided to do while I've been out here today is just show these videos on Thursday night and our regular deer videos on Friday night. This will be interesting for about everybody, but it'll be a lot more interesting to actual hunters to watch how these guys antlers grow, and especially the antlers of these 4, because these 4 are sure enough going to be champions.